What's up, everybody? It's Monday. What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Everybody had a good weekend. Lovely day, lovely weekend. Nice, cool weekend. You could really tell that the weather is changing, which I really love. I love the autumn. I love scarves and beanies and cold weather and crisp nights, cool, crisp nights. I love that shit. So we're here to talk about Insecure. I will be saving my comments about Kanye West until Friday. I may talk about it a little bit during the week. I just want it to be very clear that what he said about the 13th Amendment still allowing slavery to exist in this country is a fact. Period. Go for people who are saying that the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. You are not reading the 13th Amendment. You should go read it, because I don't want to call you stupid, but I want to say that you should go read the 13th Amendment so that you can see that slavery is still legal in the United States of America. Okay? So what he said, no matter what clothes he had on, doesn't matter. What he said was a fact. So if you don't agree with that, you should go, before you decide to share your disagreement and you want to go find your supporting documentation, and that would be the 13th Amendment. So go find the 13th Amendment and then we'll come back and talk about it. Let's talk about Insecure. This is the last episode of season 3. This is the season finale. We know that they are coming back with a season 4. Thank goodness. We start off with Issa going around the neighborhood looking for sponsors for the block party. Food sponsors, people who will sell their food there or donate their food there. And she's coming across a bunch of no's, people telling her no, 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 no. So then she meets with Molly, and she's telling Molly that, she's going to hold off on the block party. Nathan had her thinking that anything was possible, and fuck that nigga, and he's not even around anyway, so who gives a fuck. And she said she's just gonna start sending out her resumes and get back, to herself, get back to the grind. Molly shares with Issa about what happened with Torian, and she was like, well, you kind of fucked him over. And so she's like, well, no, I have to do what I have to do. I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm not just trying to be, later on she says, I'm not just trying to stall at associate. She's trying to be a partner. So she's going to do whatever it takes to be a partner. I guess that includes, compromising your integrity. I guess, Molly, whatever. Lawrence and his dad meet. That's the dad from, who I think before he gained all his weight, he should play, should have played, his name is Harry something. I can't remember that man's last name. It's like a French last name. But I always said that he should play Barack Obama. It just the way that he looked when Barack Obama first came into office, I always said that the man who was playing Lawrence's dad should play Barack Obama. So he's sitting down with his dad talking about, how's everything going with Issa? He was like, no, it's done. He was like, is it done? And he's like, yeah, it's done. It's done. But we're good. We're good. We're back to being cool with each other. His dad was like, he's like explaining to his dad how it's hard to date these women out here because they're either needy, divorced, they have issues, they have baggage. And he's like, everybody has baggage. And his father is like, no. Then Lawrence says, well, like with mom, I wish things like the way that you and mom did it. You found a girl, you got married, and everything was cool. He was like, no, it's not. It wasn't cool. You think your mother is easy to deal with? Do you? No, she's not. And we both had our baggage, but you motherfuckers don't like to work at anything. You guys don't put work into anything. You just let it go by the wayside and don't work for nothing. Everybody has their baggage. Everybody has their own baggage that they bring to relationships, no matter what it is. Everybody, and that baggage includes whatever, I'm not going to even go into what baggage is, because we all have baggage, okay? So Torian and Molly are in there with the partners. Molly gets to work and they tell her they're in there meeting with Torian right now. and they said that they're going to make them co-leads on a case. And Molly was really excited because this is an indication for her that she's moving in the right direction. So she's very excited by that. Then they show Issa, and Issa is sitting at the interview with the beat crew guy. And she's sitting there talking to him, and he asked her, why did you quit your other job? What happened? And she just said it basically wasn't my passion. They did not align with my passion. I thought that was a great question, because job, you know, somebody's giving you a job, wants to know why you quit your job, you know. And she explains that they just didn't have the same vision. We didn't share the same vision. And I feel like, you know, I know the area, you guys are, you know, are what I am passionate about, so I want to work with y'all. I think I would make a great asset to your team. We all think that the beat crew is a wonderful job, and when at the job fair, wonder why she didn't talk to that man then. But now she's there, and we see what, you know, that we're developing that, so we're gonna see how that's gonna, I guess we'll come back next season and she'll be working there, right? Next thing we know is it's Molly and Issa's birthday. Molly's outside of Issa's apartment and sends her a text message, and as she's sending a text message, she sees in her mirror somebody walking down the street. She hops out her shit. It's Nathan. Hey Nathan, where you been? You have flowers in your hand? Where are you going? I'm going to see Issa. Does she know you're coming? I love the fact that she asked him, does she know you coming? You're not about to surprise her and knock her off. You know what? I'm with Molly on what she did, because one, the girl said she wanted to have a good birthday. Two, the girl was acting like a plumb fool over the nigga. So you're not about to switch up her energy because you want to come back. Like, just like the gall, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna show up to this girl's unannounced. You haven't texted her, you haven't nothing to her, nothing. Not about to do that, because Molly knows as soon as Issa sees Nathan, she's going to be obsessing about that shit, and it's not going to be a good birthday. But it seems that Molly likes to make decisions for Issa. We noticed that in last season, when we still don't know what she said to Lawrence, what Issa and Lawrence had said to each other. You know what I'm saying? And Molly likes to make decisions for Issa, and I don't think that Issa really appreciates that, as we can see towards the end of the show. She says, does she know? She says, why are you here? You don't need to be here, you need to go on. And so he was like, all right, and he just left. Like, why would you show up to her house unannounced? I'm with Molly on that one. You're not about to fuck up this day. Come back another day. Try again. But I still understand where Issa's coming from in terms of her being upset with Molly about, like, making decisions for her. Molly feels like she believes that she knows what's best for Issa. I'm trying to fix this camera. Sorry, guys. So anyway, so they go to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. The Hollywood Forever Cemetery is a cemetery where most old Hollywood legends are buried, like Marilyn Monroe. I think John Wayne is buried there. All of these great Hollywood legends. And during the summer, they show movies at, and this is a real thing. This is not for just television. This is a real thing. I used to go all the time. You go to the cemetery and they project movies on the side of the mausoleum. It's a fun time. You get to bring your alcohol, you get to bring whatever, you know, you want, some food, drink, and relax. They have a DJ there. It's really, really fun. I think it's really, I love that they're showing it in terms of it just being black people, because it was majority white, but it was still a very mixed crowd. And it depends on the movie too, you know what I'm saying? So we saw scary movies. We used to go and see scary movies, because it would always be like in the summer around this time, like towards the end of the summer, kind of cooling down. So I thought that was cute that they showed them going to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery and watching movies, because it's a real thing that happens in Hollywood. They go see The Last Dragon, which was cool. Molly's telling Issa that I made co-lead on this particular case, and she was like, oh, okay, what you had to do? She called her what's her name, Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder. She called her that. That's funny, because we know Annalise is a very shrewd woman who does not have any, I don't watch it anymore, but we know she ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of a dig, Issa. Anyways, they see Lawrence and they have this little Last Dragon moment. Kelly saved a spot for them. They're asking, like, what happened with Andrew, and she was like, man, R.I.P. to Andrew. Kelly was like, what was it, the 405? Like, did he die on the 405? I said, Kelly's ass is so crazy. Her ass is so damn stupid. She talking about that's the one. She's like, these niggas, they don't know how to act. These niggas will. She said the other dude that she was dating, she's not dating him anymore because he was on some DJ Khaled shit and he didn't want to eat her pussy. I love it. I said, yes, bitch. And the best line for DJ Khaled not wanting to eat his pussy comes from Barbie Dreams, motherfucking Nicki Minaj, saying, ain't no fat nigga gonna tell me what he don't eat. That's the best shit ever. So Chad and Lawrence and this other guy, he's a comedian. I forget his name though, but he's a comedian. They were all sitting there, waiting for the movie to start, and Chad says that Leah took him back, and he was like, how the fuck did she take you back? He's like, well, you don't understand how love works. I made a mistake. I did a thing. She forgave me, and we back together. Is it that easy, Chad? Chad is the worst. Molly sees Jared. She's standing in line getting something. She sees Jared. Jared is the guy from last season who was bisexual, and Molly was, they pulled the typical woman, typically how women respond to a male who is bisexual. You assume that he's gay and that he's going to leave you for a man, and that he's all of these insecurities about a relationship. When a man tells you he's bisexual, all of them just rise to the surface, and Molly exuded and demonstrates all of that. But she did that at the time, and they called her stupid for not wanting to date him and open her options up and this and that. And she sees him, and he's talking to her, and she's like, kind of like friendly conversation, silly conversation. He's like, are you a judge yet? And stuff like that, just asking her questions. And then this dude walks up, and then she automatically, a guy walks up, he talks to the guy, and he was like, okay, I'll see you back at the whatever. And then Molly immediately becomes insecure, and she decides to bail on the conversation. He was like looking like, what? Okay, all right then, see you later. Walked away. She goes back, Molly goes back and says, you know what, I saw Jared. And Issa was like, what, you saw him? Yeah, and girl, he is gay. So I don't know, I don't think they'll delve on it too much, but when you're bisexual, it doesn't mean that you're gay. Those are two different defining labels. Two different, they different. So they just displaying the ignorance that Molly has about this aspect of life. And so she's like sitting down, they're getting ready to leave. Oh no, Lawrence comes up, and he's talking to her about, what's going on, and she's telling him that she's gonna, not do the block party after all. And I think everybody is like tired of Issa. Like, you start things and you don't finish. You wishy-washy. There's a lot of issues that Issa has that we see at the end of the episode, how she basically comes into herself and decides that she's gonna, make herself happy. She's gonna do stuff for herself. She's not gonna do stuff for a man, for a job, for her friends. She's gonna do stuff for herself and work on herself. They go to Issa's house, and they're sitting down, they're having champagne or whatever. And before that, Jared walks up with his girlfriend, and Molly looks stupid per usual. Molly be getting on my nerves when it comes to relationships. It's just so like the typical, like the character that they have her playing. It's women like that. There's a lot of women who navigate through their romantic relationships in the same exact manner that Molly does. A professional woman seeking love, having all of these, check boxes, and just canceling everybody for little tiny things, not giving anyone a chance who doesn't match what's on this fake list of hers. It's just like, you get on my nerves, girl. Like, ugh. Issa, she at the end of the cemetery scene, before they go back to Issa's house, she sees the event organizer, because the event is all black. I guess she's calling it the Blackbuster event, and it's an all black event. So she meets with the organizer, who was at Tiffany's house during her baby shower, one of Tiffany's friends. Issa meets with her, and she's like, it's so hard trying to come up with these ideas, and the girl is kind of giving her encouraging word to make your no's into yeses, just keep being persistent, keep asking, keep moving forward. So okay, so she's a little bit motivated by this woman and what this woman did to organize this event. they're back at Issa's apartment, and she's like, did I do good? And she's like, yeah, you did good. And she was like, I'm doing this and this and that, and I even got bomb nigga control. And she was like, nigga control? What niggas are you controlling? And she was like, Nathan, his ass rolled up here. She tells her and she was like, Issa was looking like, wait a minute, what? He did what? You mean he came here? And she was like, yeah, he came here, and I was trying to. And she explains, you said you didn't want any drama for your birthday, so I told him to leave. This nigga tried to come up unannounced, and then Issa gets mad, which is to me was natural for her to do that based on her behavior as it relates to this man from the beginning. She wanted to be able to make the decision for herself to ask him to go. But we all know, Issa, if he would have came to that door, your whole day would have been preoccupied and obsessed with Nathan and him showing up. You would not have had a good time. You would not have been able to separate him from your events. You wouldn't have been able to do that. So we know how you act, and your friend, yes, she did take it upon herself to make a decision for you, but was it the best decision? Was that the best decision for you at the time in order for you to have a good time at your birthday party? I believe that in that Molly did make a right decision. It was a right decision, but was she, her intentions were there. You didn't like it, but I think she had good intentions, and I think it was a good choice for her to make, because we know how you act. We know how you act, Issa, but I get what Issa's saying. Allow me to make this decision for yourself, but we know, Issa, just sometimes you just go out of control. Like, you was in that nigga's house trying to unlock his computer. Like, really, your whole day would have been fucked up. You would not have been able to enjoy yourself. Like, Issa gets mad, and she was like, what are you getting mad for? She's like, because I just don't cancel niggas like you do, and you have this fucked up attitude. You basically on this negative shit. You've been on this negative shit. You expect the worst out of people, and I don't do shit. I don't act in the way, even though you think what you did was right, I don't behave like that, and so don't make no decisions for me. So Issa ends up walking out of the room, and then she's like, you just been on this real negative shit. Well, I have to be like that. And she was like, well, do you have to be like that? Do you have to be like that? And it just leaves like Molly thinking, and she's like, you gonna be partner, but you gonna be all alone. You ain't gonna have no friends, because you treating people real like you being an asshole. So she walks out of the room and leaves Molly in the room to herself. Molly gets to work the next day, meets with Torian. Torian tells her, I don't want to partner with you. We're not going to be co-leads on any goddamn case. I'm going to be working with the other associates, because you're not the person I want to work with. So he walks out. He walks into the room with the other two women that she works with, and they were just like looking at her like, congratulations on being the lead. So he's no longer the co-lead. So they know. And it kind of like Molly is just basically confirms what Issa said. Like, you're gonna be all alone. You're gonna be this high profile lawyer, but you're not gonna be able to work with any of your associates. You are alienating yourself at work. How fulfilling is it going to be when you go to work and the people don't want to work with you? So Issa has lunch with the meeting organizer from the Black Buster event. And she meets with her, and she's giving Issa like some tips on how to basically get her block party together. So the block party, I guess we'll see next season, hopefully, and I think that's going to be fun. I thought it was going to be towards the end of this season, like a season finale type deal. But Issa's birthday as a season finale was cool. She turned 30, and it's a new chapter now. Now that you turn 30, we believe at 30 we approach things differently, even though we are still learning. Always learning. We approach things differently. So I think season 4 is going to be really cool about coming into your 30s and understanding what that means, and how your life decisions, and I think that's going to be cool. So we'll see. Molly calls Andrew to apologize to him. Issa gets back to her apartments, and she sees the flowers that Nathan left. But Molly calls Andrew and apologizes for her behavior. He's sitting up there, honey, with his hair blown out. Honey, I don't know if he had gone to the Dominicans and had got his doobie done, honey, because he had his hair out. He said on Twitter, the actor who plays Andrew said on Twitter that they shot that scene in the morning and it was too early to put his hair up in a bun. I guess maybe it hurts his head after, if it's up for a while. You know how it is, ladies. You got a bun in your head for too long. After a while, you want to take that shit out, and right where the bun was, you get to massaging because it's tender. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like that don't work. That don't happen. But anyway, so she apologizes. We see Nathan come in the door. I guess he's back from Houston. You know, well, we know he's back from Houston. I guess he forgives Molly, or he's going to give her a chance or whatever, because he's staying quiet, right? That's going to be interesting next season, because Nathan and Andrew are roommates. So Nathan and Andrew are going to be dating Issa, or is Issa going to accept Nathan back, and then they're going to be dating friends? We're going to see how that goes. Lawrence, we see it. Lawrence, he meets with the event planner, which I was like, oh my God. You know who I thought he was going to be meeting with? I thought she was going to be meeting with Nathan, and I was really about to have a heart attack. But she's meeting with Lawrence, and you know, this is how we're, you know, entangling these stories. And she tells Lawrence, I really thought I scared you off by telling you that I was divorced, which proves that that's the reason, one of the main reasons why he was talking to his dad about it. I just feel like really bad. I just feel so out of it. That thing with that Kanye thing really sent me the fuck over. I just don't understand. Like, I get the MAGA hat shit. You know what I'm saying? I get that shit. I get that. I get it. I get it. But in your devotion to go against everything, to go against everything he says, don't say that his statement about the 13th Amendment was wrong, because it's true. Slavery is not over. Slavery still exists and is still legal in the United States of America. Go read the fucking 13th Amendment. Don't be such a contrarian that you want to just say everything against him. Go read the fucking 13th Amendment so that you can read it for your fucking self, to see that there is a loophole in the 13th Amendment that allows slavery to be legal in this fucking country. So what he said was a fucking fact. Fuck that fucking hat. And meets Issa, and she's like, I got the flowers. I guess he comes to her house, and they're standing outside talking. He apologizes. He said he had to go to Houston. He said that there's times where he gets into these things where he feel like he can't talk to anybody. What it sounds like he's explaining to me sounds like he's manic depressive. That's what it sounds like to me. And he says, and he can't talk to anybody as it relates to that. And so she was like, so you came into my life, you pursued me, you ghost me, leave the state of California because you were in a bad mood? Okay, my nigga. But what he's showing me is that he has some mental health issues. That's all that is. And I'm glad, I hope that next season they delve into that, because we're delving into different things. And this season we saw, we saw a lot of different themes this season as it relates to dating and relationships and things like that. Now let's talk about dealing with somebody, or dating somebody who has a mental health issue, who at times doesn't want to be bothered, who at times wants to disappear from society, and how we need to be a little bit more understanding and compassionate to that, but at the same time draw boundaries with people so they don't treat you in a bad way and make you feel like you don't want to be there for them because they treat you in such a bad way. So we do understand mental illness, but we're not using mental illness as a way to excuse behavior when you're treating people badly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all those actions that he did to Issa could have easily been explained with a conversation. But in our society, Black men especially are conditioned to believe that any ounce of mental illness or any depression or anything, it is equated to weakness. And we can't be weak. We have to be strong Black people. So, that mental illness, suffering from mental illness, dealing with that, and not being able to communicate that wears a lot on people, because they feel like they're alone. They don't have anybody to talk to, because first of all, you can't pray it away. Number one. Number two, it's not just a phase. It's that actual chemical imbalance. Oh, somebody ran the light flash. Did y'all see it? So I hope that next season they focus on that, the mental health aspect in our community as a whole, and how we have to be a little bit more compassionate to that and understanding and talking about it more, so that we can remove the stigma that comes with having a mental illness. Because if you really think about it, everybody walking around has some sort of issue that they're dealing with. We live in this society, and it's not, just like the PTSD, watching the news, just being black and having to watch your back and not be able to trust the cops, and then just having all of these issues, society issues that come with society, all of these things can lead people to mental illness, you know what I'm saying, or developing behaviors that can be construed as a mental illness. I think that it was a great thing for him to like kind of explain to her, and then her being like, no, that's not okay, and then saying to him, I need some more time to think about it, because what you did was fucked up. I don't give a fuck what you going through. You can't hurt other people in the process. You need to learn how to talk to people and explain to people, this is what I'm going through, and I'm going to need some time, instead of just completely disappearing from someone's life that you pursued, and then ghosting that person after you ask them if their relationship with them, is this real? How do you know when it's real? You understand what I'm saying? That was just very irresponsible to do that to someone. And I'm glad that he like, when she started to walk away, he started to like grab her, and he was like, I just want to still be able to talk to you. She was like, I gotta think about it, dude. Like, you're doing the most. You did the most. And when she walked away, I swear I might not have that faith in Issa yet, because when she walked away, I swear I thought she was gonna leave that door open for him to come in. But then when she didn't and that door closed, I was so fucking happy. I was like, yes, Issa, do not allow that to, you have to set boundaries and let people know that what they did and how they're treating you, you don't like it and you don't approve of it. And as a result of the disapproval, there are consequences that come with that. And you want me in your life when you want me in your life, and you want to disappear when you want to disappear. No, bruh, we're not doing that. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing it. So I'm so glad when she walked away, she closed that door and he walked away. She was just standing in her apartment. She saw her apartment was unfinished. She hadn't unpacked. She'd been there for 2 months already, based on the show alone. And we saw her in her apartment. She starts cleaning everything, getting everything together, moving everything, organizing, putting her pictures up, and just sitting there like, yes, I'm in my own space. And we saw the first season ended with Molly, second season ended with Daniel, and here she is ending it with herself. You understand what I'm saying? And just being like this whole person and saying, I don't need to, my self-worth is not defined by no man. I don't have to let this man into my life, knowing that I do like him, and I would like to get to know him better. But you're not about to treat me like this. We're not about to do it. And you're about to see that for this treatment as a consequence. I'm so proud of Issa. She just gets her shit and she starts organizing, and it ends. And that's it. She sits there satisfied. Her apartment looks great. We had a lot of mid-century theme going on here. Overall, collectively, this was a good season. I'm looking forward to season 4, seeing how they develop, what themes they're going to discuss. I think it was overall out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It was a little slow. I felt like this season was like I don't want to call it a filler season, because it had a really great content. But next season, I would like to see the character Kelly. I would like to see her character developed. I would like to see her having a love interest, because I don't know if it's that, we don't want to assume because, this is the fat, sassy black friend, that she doesn't get to have a love interest. She doesn't get to have a sex scene. We've seen Molly have a sex scene. We've seen Issa have a sex scene. I don't think every time Kelly goes, she's going off somewhere to have sex with somebody. So I want to see Kelly developed. I want to see Issa's brother developed. I would like to see Daniel again. And then I hope that they, start talking about the mental health issue. And then I hope they really delve into women who have, like Molly's character, in terms of women who have these lists that they have for themselves and their partners and their potential partners. I would like to see that as well. Y'all let me know what you think of the episode in the comments. We'll discuss it, and have a wonderful day and take care of each other.